Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
All right, guys, let's get it started. So, Auvoria Prime, welcome to the last. This is the last London session of the week. Welcome back. It's the top of the hour, so we're going to start off like we always do at the top of every hour with the disclaimer. So, past results are not indicative of future results. All right, I'm not a financial advisor. Calvin, he's on the panel here. He's not a financial advisor. Auvoria Prime is not a financial advising company. We are only sending out information to help out with Forex education. All right. And so that we'll preface it by saying why we can or cannot say certain things because we are not in position to do so or licensed to do so. Now that that's out the way, let's have some fun. All right. So if you were on the call last night and you had some fun and you caught some pips, hold on. Somebody talking about Michigan. But yeah, if you were on the call last night and you caught some pips, they shout out in the group, let everybody else that know that wasn't on the call, see that you had fun and it caught some pips last night. So cool. We got the bag, caught the pips. We good. Michigan. So it is Michigan talk. What's going on with Michigan? All right, so a little late, but hey, strategy number 8 that we went over last night is now in the back office, 2-part video. I will let you know the second video is over 30 minutes long. It is pretty lengthy, but it's a beast. So definitely make sure to watch that strategy video. For all the skeptics out there that think that the risk to reward ratio for AIRO is disproportionate, go watch strategy number 8. Let me know what you think about that video. All right. Next, announcements. Let's see here. I'm in Atlanta tomorrow, so I'll be there for the weekend, kicking it with Calvin, the Impact crew, Auvoria Prime. It's gonna be great. Got the Super Saturday on this Saturday, with the Impact crew. So if you're in Atlanta, hey, make sure to come out and hang out with us. We'll talk about some updates. So there'll be some nice updates on AIRO and from the company as well as Impact side. So definitely come out. It's always good to come to these type of events and get re-energized. All right, get re-energized on the reason why we're here. To help change lives. The reboot or the upgrade to the VPS happens on Friday or this weekend. So it should be Saturday, going into Sunday sometime. Sundays, typically on Saturdays are when the reboots happen. So look out for the upgrade. Should help with performance overall, for the VPS. So the overall, you should see a better performance with AIRO, variable, and gearbox. I don't know. What else? Calvin, you got anything?
Not at the moment.
Cool. Hey, anytime. Hey, let's oh man, I'm tired. In the meantime, guys, let's try to catch some pips. If everybody wasn't a believer and thought I was all talk when it came to talking about correlation, I hope you guys saw that yesterday. So we talked about correlation and why we didn't take trades on Tuesday. And then we saw the proper correlation in the right direction. And we were taking trades back to back to back. And they were all hitting TPs. Boom, 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 boom. I think I caught 22 pips yesterday. Most everybody else caught 55. So I didn't stay in. I didn't get in GU. I got and then I didn't stay in G Chef, and they hit TP. So for those who stayed in the trades and was able to catch GU, hey, shout out to you. I gotta get better on my on get my chart set up so I can make sure I just hit the buy or sell button when it's time. So I missed that on the trade yesterday. But hey, you guys made money. That's all that matters. All right. That's all that matters. Somebody said I got core slapped. Yeah, hey, I mean, for those who didn't understand about correlating pairs, I hope you guys have learned over the last couple of nights, just how powerful understanding correlation works. Because as you can see here, I knew that with the euros going down, our first trade was Euro GBP. The pound pairs are going up, so they're a negative correlation of of themselves. But then the pound pairs, they correlate together. So when they correlate together in the right direction, it's a powerful thing because you could end up catching your whole night 100 pip move in a matter of 30 minutes to an hour, on some nights when things are going right. All right. So the market's just now starting to get back to normal. Biden just announced the 100 and what was it? 100 and how much money are you talking about? 1.9 trillion COVID relief plan. So I like to see stuff like that help put some more energy back in the market. Couple ground rules. Number one, if you have any questions, please put it into the Q&A box. I'll be looking at that and answering questions. If you have questions, please put it in the Q&A box. I won't always be looking into the chat. We've already got requests for 100 pips tonight. I'll try. I can only give you guys what the market gives us. So, but we'll see what happens. Somebody want 100 plus pips. Alexis, come on now, Alexis. 100 pips. All right, we'll see what we can do, guys. I don't know. I cannot guarantee anything. We hit 100 pips tonight. I'm not coming on next week. Taking a break. Me too. All right, we got people here for the knowledge. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Here for the knowledge. So real quick, we'll get in the Q&A, see if we got anything. Hey, Vic is always first, as always. So live trading sessions are, I say they're Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but they are, they typically start Wednesday morning. So London session, Wednesday morning. So 12, so Wednesday morning from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Central Standard Time. Thursday morning, 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Central Standard Time. Friday morning, 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's what time the London sessions are. If you want to get on New York, they're Tuesday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central. Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central. And Thursday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central. All right. Oh, man. Hey, Valdez, you can't come in there with no 1906, man. Hey, blue fire over here, baby. 1914 pips. I can't go for the 1906. Yes, sir. 1914. Which city am I from? So I live in Dallas. I'm in the Dallas Fort Worth area. I'm in Dallas. All right. Dallas, Texas, where I live. Dante will not be doing a call in the morning. Again, I just went over that schedule. New York session with Dante is Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. All right. How can you make a rule to know if 4 out of the 6 pairs are correlating with GBP? That's a good idea. I don't really have one right now that's that simple to teach. I mean, I showed it last night. I'll continue to show it, but I'm not really sure. Well, I'll look into that and we'll try to get back to you guys on that one. What town in Montana did you live? Who knew I lived in Montana? I lived in Great Falls, Montana for 5 years of my life when I was a kid. Yes, no. So we'll be picking back up Wednesday at 12 a.m. Wednesday, 12 a.m. next week. You cannot pop up an alert window if the alert window closes. So if you close it, you cannot pop it back up. The only way to force the system to pop the alert box back up on the actual screen is to go to a lower time frame. So if you go to if you're on the 15-minute time frame, go down to the 5-minute time frame or the 1 minute, and you may see it pop back up. That's typically the way that I do it. All right, the Q&A is done. So let's go take a look at the charts. Hey, shout out to Gladys for bringing up the news. So let's take a look at the news. We got some medium photo news in 45 minutes for the pound pairs. So I'm not going to touch them until we see what this news is going to do. News might put a little juice in it. We might be riding high. That 100 pips might come our way. So for the news, MyFX book app or forexfactory.com. Those are two places that you can go to for the actual economic news for currency pairs. So we have low news in 45 minutes, and we got high news in 45 minutes for the pound pairs. And other than that, we're pretty clear for tonight. So that's cool. I like that. I like that. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Let's take a look at the charts, y'all. See what we're looking like. All right, we're gonna start off with the pound pairs. Let's see here. We should still be in an uptrend for GBP USD. And so I'm not really expecting much here unless we get a nice little, I'm not expecting much because of the zone. All right, let me go ahead and change this to get my entries ready. All right, GBP AUD. Still an uptrend on GBP AUD. All right. So for me, I kind of like it if we can get this right here. So we're going to have to break. Zoom in a little bit. We need to break this line right here. Hold on. Let me measure. Strategy number 3. Let's look at it. Strategy number 3. Here's the lowest point to the highest point. Whoo, right on the dot, 48 pips. All right, cool. So we're still within 50 pips from our ADR range. So if you guys know strategy 3, we measure from the low of the body. So Asia session or the Asia channel is from the period separator, just dotted lines here, to the beginning of the money zone. So we measure from the top to the bottom at the bodies to see what the range is. Prices move 48 pips. So it's less than 50, barely. And so for Asia breakout, we need price to not only break above and close above this line, but also this zone. That happened last night. We had a nice little move. So we'll look at that. GBP, JPY, not really doing much. All right, not really doing much. Uptrend, it's heading down. GBP, CHF. Not really doing much. GBP CAD. Not really doing much right now. We're just ranging right now. GBP NZD, ranging. Euro GBP, ranging. Euro JPY, got a nice little drop on it. We're in a downtrend still, so we'll see what happens. Euro NZD, had a bag entry. Nice move up. Still in a downtrend, that's just a retrace. So that is just a little retrace. Euro AUD. Same thing, little retrace in a downtrend. 2 uptrend, 2 up zone, 2 support level zones. Got a nice little bag entry there. And then let me close out USD JPY. Oh, all right. All right, so not looking too good right now. Looking a little ugly. So someone asked about the rules for correlating pairs. I would say, if I thought about it, the simplest rule would be current price. What is current price doing? So as you can see here on GBP USD, current price is heading down. On GBP AUD, current price is headed up. GBP JPY headed down. GBP CHF just ranging. GBP CAD just ranging. We'll zoom in a little bit for you guys, just ranging. And GBP NZD, got a nice little uptrend, but it's starting to range now at that resistance level. So right now, it's safe to say that there is no correlation right now. You got 3 pairs that are ranging, one that's an uptrend, two that are in a downtrend. It's not correlation right there. I like to see at least 4 of the GBP pairs, their current price actively moving, up or down in a specific direction. All right, that's what I like to see. I also look at what price is in respect to the zones. So you can see here 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair, 4 pair. We got 4 pairs that are at resistance, 2 pairs that are at support. So that kind of gives you an idea as well from a correlation standpoint. I guess you could say the consensus as far as the correlation is that price is ranging right now. All right. So I guess we'll wait. We shall wait. Shut the Q&A box. Okay. Billings, Montana. Yeah, I lived in Great Falls for about 5 years, so I am familiar with Billings. My dad was an Air Force, so I was born in actually I was born in Idaho, and I moved to Montana. AUD JPY. Let's go take a look. AUD JPY. So I'm gonna have to add AUD JPY because it's not a pair that I trade very often. Okay, I got it on there. So we got AUD JPY, file, FX crosses. Where are you? Oh, there you go. Boom. AUD JPY, AIRO. So AUD JPY is in a uptrend. As you can clearly see here, we have more green zones than red zones. And yep, we got a bag entry outside of the money zone. All right. If you trade M's and W's, this is one of those M's that I wouldn't trade because the second peak is higher than the first peak. Remember, we want the opposite. We want the second peak to be lower. But M's play out. So you see here it broke right here on this M pattern. Put your line there. You can clearly see that it closed below the neckline. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. You're gonna put it at the wick. So we zoom in here. We have a close here below the neckline of the M. You put an entry here for 20 pips. You have a little retrace, 14 pips, and you'd be up almost 10 pips right now. So not a bad play out. I wouldn't take that trade because, again, you only want to take M's in a downtrend, all right? W's in an uptrend. So you can clearly see the W right here. For me on this W, beautiful trade today. Beautiful trade on the W, even outside of the money zone. Leg 1, leg 2, leg 3. Mark your boom right there, your neckline, and you see this candle right here closed above it. Zoom in a little bit for you guys. You can see at the W, you got leg 1, 2, 3, leg 4. This candle right here closed above it. It's also a bag entry, bounce, arrow, go. This is the second arrow. Easy money. Little retrace, went backwards on you 5 pips, ran up 22, almost 23 pips. It's that simple, guys. You got to take M's and W's in the right trend. All right. Will it play out sometimes? Sure. But from a high probability standpoint, you want to take W's in an uptrend. You want to trade M's in a downtrend. And you want to see it slanted. For me, it's slanted just slightly. Nothing crazy. But you can see here, it's got a slight slant to it. So I like that. I like that. What I don't want to see is that the W is slanted the other way. So it's slanted down. I want it to be slanted up because I'm looking for a buy. Just like with the M's, I want the M to be slanted low, all right? Or slanted down as far as the peaks go, all right? just give you guys the tips and tricks that I've learned from better traders than myself over the years that make millions of dollars trading, and as well as teach you guys from the years of blown accounts. So teach you guys that you guys don't make the same mistakes I do. What are my comments on pending orders and the buy sell limits, buy sell stops? I don't have patience. So typically you have to put those on when you are expecting price to go to a certain level. And I don't like that type of patience. I like to trade live. So, I like the action. And so for me, I don't necessarily have a strategy, and my trading style does not fit with, buy sell limits and buy sell stops. So I just don't personally use them myself. Can you show us a way to swing trade on the 1 hour mark, please? So if you go through strategy 2 in the back office, make sure to go to strategy 2 in the back office. Strategy 2 teaches you about how to trade on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. All right. We'll show you real quick though. Real quick. It's not very difficult. All you're going to do is use the bag entry. Is what I recommend. Bag entry. All right. So we'll stay here. AUDJPY. It's not a pair I already trade. So I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to show you how powerful it is on a pair that I do not trade. All right. So first thing you do, zoom out. What trend are we in? We are clearly in uptrend. All right. Let's look at the most recent trade. Here's the most recent trade right here. You got a bounce, you got an arrow, it's go time. Now on the 1 hour, you're looking for price to go 50 pips or take it to the next zone. And then on the 4 hour, you're looking for 100 pip take profit. All right, so you enter the trade on this candle right here, little retrace of caught 4 pips and it ran up 22 pips. I wouldn't take it, it's not really worth it, if you can't get 50 pips out of it on the higher time frame, unless you enjoy the higher time frames. And then again, my stop loss would be at the previous low. So I would have my stop loss right here at the previous low. My entry would be right after the arrow here on this candle, and I would take profit up here. But I wouldn't be trading this pair. The ADR is not high enough on this pair. I want to be able to get 50 pips, out of the trade. All right. So let's go look at something that I do trade. It's the H1 here. GBP USD. So let's go to H1 GBP USD. No real setups there. So let's go look at something else. Well, we got one right here. You look back a couple days ago. So beginning of the week, you can see right here, you had a bounce. No matter how much, as long as you have the wick touching the zone, that is considered a bounce. So we barely had a bounce here. We had an arrow here. All right, this is the H1. So my take profit, my entry line is here on this candle here. All right, my stop loss will be at the previous low. All right, at the body. So right here, previous low at the body. All right, and my take profit would be at 50 pips. And we can clearly see though from our entry, price went backwards 4 pips and it ran up to the zone 62. So 50 pips is right about here. Clearly hit that, and you hit it in 1, 2, 3, less than 4 hours. Not a bad move, not a bad play at all. All right, not a bad play. Not a bad move. Let's go look at another pair. Let's go look at a euro pair, euro GBP. Euro GBP. What happened here? Oh man. All right, euro GBP. We're in a sale trend, so we're gonna go to the H1. Take a look. First thing you do is you zoom all the way out to see what the overall trend is. We see it's the sale trend, so we know we're looking for sales only. And you look at a couple days ago, we had one. The last arrow we had, beautiful trade. On the H1 or H4, it doesn't matter what time frame. It doesn't matter what time of day you take the trade. You don't have to trade in the money zone, on the higher time frames. It doesn't matter. All right, so we got a bounce. You got another bounce. You got 2 bounces. This is the newest one. I feel really good. Look at that bounce. It bounced higher here, and this time it bounced lower. We're in a downtrend. You can see that it's respecting that trend line. That's beautiful. I feel really good about that. I see that bounce. I got that arrow. My entry is here, right there. My stop loss would be at the previous high, which would be right there. And I'm looking for 50 pips. And you can see here, it goes backwards on us. 8 pips. Our stop loss is only 15 pips. And we clearly got 50 pips. 50 pips was right here. Boom. Done. Simple as that. So that is trading the higher time frames. Just use the bag entry strategy. For those who want a better risk to reward ratio, if you go to higher time frames, you have a very good opportunity as well. And so keep that in mind. Rules and strategies for indices and gold. Bag entry, 5-minute time frame. In the money zone. New York session only. So with indices and gold, because they are pairs, or I should say, they are asset classes that move, that are traded heavily during the New York session when people are actually awake, trading and putting money into them. The best time to trade those is during New York session, which here Central Standard Time, that is 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time to about 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, gold and indices. I would probably stop around lunch, but once you know what you're doing, you might be able to catch some moves after lunchtime. Lunch being 12 noon Central Standard Time or 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You want to use the bag entry rule, so bounce, arrow, go, and I would do it on the 5-minute chart. That's all I do when I trade. And I only trade gold and S&P 500. All right. Announcement next week on New York session. There will be 2 additional educators joining Dante. So there's going to be a collective group of 3. And they will be trading indices. All right. Using strategy number 8. All right. So look out for that for those who do get on New York session next week with Dante and the crew. They'll introduce themselves. You guys get a chance to meet them and make some money with them. Kind of give you guys a little hype about them. Both of these ladies, yes, lady traders. So for all the ladies out there, there'll be 2 lady traders. All they trade is indices, and they use the Fibonacci. And if anyone follows my Instagram, one of them made $21,000 trading indices alone last week. Not really sure what she's done this week. She typically tells me at the end of the week, but she made 21 grand last week trading only indices with strategy number 8. All right. The other one does just as well. Has had big weeks like that as well. So they both do 5 figures a week trading indices. So look out for that. Should be a lot of fun. So someone asked, do I only trade GBP pairs? Yes. So I'm a night owl. I don't like getting up early. But as I talked about yesterday, I trade pairs based on the session. So we are in London session, or we will be here in about an hour and a half. In London session, you want to trade the pairs that are traded during London session. In New York, you want to trade the pairs that are traded heavily during New York. So if I'm all up during London session, I'm trading London session pairs. If I'm trading during New York, I'm typically trading gold and indices because they're traded during New York. All right. I've traded NAS. I've traded US 30. I'll explain why I trade S&P 500 before I trade US 30 NAS. US 30 NAS, they are more volatile and very wicky. So there's tons of wicks. S&P 500 is a little slower and smoother. Therefore, it's easier to catch the trends. Also with S&P 500, a 0.01 lot size with S&P 500 is a 10-cent lot size, but a 0.01 lot size with US 30 and NAS 100, it's $1 per pip. So I can actually trade with a smaller account if I want to. So I like to teach if I do teach trading indices, I like to teach S&P 500 just because people with a small lot size can trade it. If you don't believe me, well, it's not on my Instagram page anymore, but I used to have some saved stories on my Instagram page where I flipped a $50 account to $250 in a few hours on S&P 500, starting off with 50 bucks. All right. That's why I like S&P 500. And again, those lot sizes are based off of my broker. All right. GER 30, I have traded GER 30. That was the very first indice I actually started learning to trade. Someone asked me, what is indices? Indices are a collection of stocks. So indices of the stock market. NASDAQ 100 is an indice. The S&P 500 is an indice. US 30 or the Dow Jones is an indice. It's a collection of stocks. All right. US 30 is a collection of 30 stocks. So it's a lot more volatile because there's less stocks. Therefore, one stock, if they, one of the 30 stocks, if it has a violent move, can cause the overall price of US 30 or the Dow Jones to move drastically. All right. NAS 100 has 100 stocks that comprise of it. Therefore, it's not as affected by one stock like US 30 is. And then S&P 500 is a collection of 500 stocks. So again, that's why it's less volatile and smoother, but you still get mad pips. All right, mad pips. My take profit stop loss strategy on the 5-minute chart with indices and gold is 50 pips, 50 to 100 pips take profit, 100 pips stop loss. All right. The only GBP pair. So someone asked me, you wouldn't trade your favorite 6 GBP pairs and 4 euros during New York session. The only pound pairs I would trade during New York would be GBP USD and GBP JPY. I'll explain why. GBP USD, so GU is the nickname, it has USD in it, GBP USD. So it's a pair that can be traded in London and in New York. Also, GBP USD is one of the 7 major pairs, so one of the 7 most traded pairs, which is heavily traded during New York as well. And then GBP JPY correlates. So all those like the correlation that I've been teaching lately, GBP JPY correlates with the indices. So US 30, NAS 100, S&P 500. There's correlations, with GBP JPYs. Those are only 2 that I would trade during New York. None of the euros. At least not the one, all right. What time do you stop entering these exactly? Not really sure what that means by that last piece, man. I stopped trading for me after 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm looking to be out of the market. So to get on Dante's call, you need to wait for the link to be dropped in the chat group. All right. So the link is always dropped in the chat group. And we're going to work on it next week. We'll start, because, he's trading with AIRO. We have got things fixed. So you'll start to see all announcements in the AIRO announcements channel. You'll start to see everybody's link. So the link for Dante's call, the link for my call. And then as we add additional educators in between me and Dante's call, we'll have the links for those guys as well. And they'll be announced and dropped in the AIRO announcements channel. And then typically somebody will share those to the other channels as well. Yes, the 3-way live trading is starting next week. Broker. Someone asked me, what broker do I use? I cannot disclose the broker that I use publicly. But I tell you this, 2 things. Number one, if you DM me either on Instagram or you DM me in Telegram, and my handle is, and I'll put it in the chat group here, at Nate Got the Bag. If you DM me on Instagram or on Telegram, I'll let you know, who I use. Again, I can't share it publicly, but I'll also educate you on what you should look for in a broker. So a broker, you should look for a few things. Number one, you should look for a broker that has a lot of asset classes to offer. So you want to make sure they have a wide variety of Forex pairs. not just the majors, but also the crosses, also the exotic forex pairs. You want to make sure that they have a wide variety of indices. So not just American indices, but also international indices. You want to make sure they offer precious metals and energy, which is oil. You want to make sure that they offer stocks and cryptocurrencies. All right. And so someone like, you never just know what you may want to trade down the line. All right. You also want to look for in a broker, you want to look for someone that has low spreads. So I'll explain here. Let me go in for everybody that doesn't know the spread is share. So you guys see here, I have red and white line. That's the buy, the bid, and the ask. So you want to be able to have low spreads. All right. Some brokers have wider spreads than others, and that's just the way that they keep you from making more money, and they put more money in their pocket. All right. So you want to find a broker that has low spreads on average. You also want to look for a broker that doesn't charge you fees, on your withdrawals and your deposits. So the broker I use, if I deposit $500 in Bitcoin, they don't take the fee out because of Bitcoin. And if I withdraw $500, they don't take the fee out because it's Bitcoin. I get all of my money. And then last but not least, you want to look for a broker that is a book broker. All right. A book broker. So what does that mean? There's A book and there's B book. So I'll explain what a B book broker. So a B book broker, like your Hugo's Way, which I used to use them. It's my last week using them. Next week I won't be using them. Your B book broker, they manipulate the market. So for example, when you're trading, they will constantly open and close the spreads. They're manipulating the market so that as price gets close to your take profit line, they don't necessarily want it to close. So if your take profit line, let's say you're in this buy right here, if your take profit line is here, both the red line and the white line, or your ask and your bid have to be above this line, your take profit line, before your trade closes out in profit. All right. And so what they do is when price gets close, they'll start to manipulate the actual spread so that only one crosses over and the other one doesn't right away, scaring you to do what? To either close out early or wait for it, and then it retraces big time, and then you finally close the trade out. All right. So they do things like that. If you're using a trading robot, it may block the robot's transactions. So for example, if your robot hedges, which means that you're in a sale here and the trade starts going the wrong way, it'll put on additional sales so that when it starts going the right way, you make more money. That's called hedging. Sometimes it'll block your hedges, which means it'll block the trading robot you're using from putting on additional trades. That's market manipulation. That's manipulating you because they don't want you to win. They make more money when you lose. All right. They, as we talked about earlier, when you put a trade on, there's a little fee, there's a commission that you have to pay for every trade. All right. That's where they make their money, but that's not enough for them. They hire people to trade against you because they know most traders, not AIRO traders though, most non-AIRO traders lose money. All right. And so they trade against you to make money against you. All right. Also, and the reason why they want to make money that way is because what? Any money you lose, if you lost $500, that goes into their piggy bank. It's their money. All right. Just like that extra 50 cents or $5, whatever the commission is their money. So the more they can get you to lose, the more money they can make. All right. So I look for a book broker because a book broker does not manipulate the market. All they care about is volume. So they're going to entice you by giving you, no fees on your deposit. They're going to entice you by giving you low spreads. They're enticing you to trade more often because they make money off of volume. So they want to entice you to trade more. That way, they make more off of your fees, which is the way it should be. All right. A book brokers, when you place the trade goes directly to the banks. As you know, the banks are the one that actually make the market. All right. And so they're going directly to the banks. All right. And so that's why I recommend a book broker or any broker over that. So again, I cannot give you guys the name of that broker. publicly here. But like I said, find me on Instagram at Nate Got the Bag, or on Telegram at Nate Got the Bag. And I'll let you know at least who I use. Again, you can use who you want. Any broker will work, with AIRO. But it's the reason why I use that broker, and just kind of explain why. What time does London stop? So London session goes from 2 a.m. Central Standard Time to 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Yes. No. 8 a.m. 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Personally, I wouldn't enter a trade on my Euro pairs right now because we kind of talked about that earlier. I mean, right now we're just kind of sitting and waiting. Nothing really, no setups. You don't want to just trade. You want to make sure you have a setup. The reason being is you want to take a high probability trade. We're not in the business of 50-50. I don't want to have a 50-50 chance of being right or being wrong with my money. I want to have a higher probability chance of being right. All right. So that's why we have patience. That's why we didn't take any trades on Tuesday or Wednesday morning. But yesterday, Thursday morning, we took 3 trades, or at least you guys took 3 trades. I missed this third one. And so we don't take thousands of trades. Now, if we're in a session and we get 10 trades, great, we'll take all 10. But you want to take high probability trades. So trust the strategy, use the strategy, stick to the strategy. When you start to break the rules, will you win? Yes, sometimes, but most likely you're going to lose more than you win. So you want to be on the right side of money, not on the wrong side of money. Most traders get trigger happy and just want to jump into trade, and they find themselves losing. All right. So speaking of that, let me give you guys the 3 most common mistakes traders make when they trade with AIRO. Number 1 is they don't wait for a bounce. They just see an arrow and they take it. Number 2, they trade outside of the money zone. All right. They trade outside of the money zone. And number 3, they don't wait for the bounce. Man, it's been a long day. Don't wait for the bounce. They wait for, they trade against the trend. So the trend is up and they're taking a sell. All right. Trade against the trend, trading outside the money zone, or say trading the wrong strategy outside the money zone, as well as taking AIRO without a bounce. All right. Guys, I've already told you guys about the G pairs. We are waiting on news. So we're not looking at any G pairs right now. We're waiting on news. We got news in, let's see here. Let me pull up my app here. We want to be out of the market. We want to see what the news does. And then from there, we'll decide what we'll do afterward. All right. Did I close? I guess I closed it. Open it back up here. See how much time we got to the news here. $10 minutes. We have news in 10 minutes. So at the top of the hour, we have news. So we're not going to do anything. Medium news. Does BAG work with binary options? Yes. I'll give you guys a hint. Binary options are coming soon, as long as they're cleared by the company and our compliance team. All right. So if we can get them cleared to trade, and not all binary, we're only going to look to trade the Forex pair binary. So if you're looking for Boom and VIX and all that, we're not trading those. Those are illegal in most countries, or in a lot of countries. And since Auvoria Prime is an international company, we want to make sure that whatever we're trading live, everyone can trade live. All right. Because not everybody lives in the United States. But yes, binary is coming soon. W for W and information. In the W to buy, you wait to see that the candle is higher than top of the. All right, let's go look at that. Let's go look at M's and W's. Let's go look at M's and W's real quick. M's and W's. So we're in an uptrend here on the pound pairs, right? So let me find a W. We want to look for W's in an uptrend. Ooh wee. GBP80. I see why you said look at GBP80. I'm not going to touch it because the news. GJ moving down. Correlation is bad though. Look at everything moving down. I don't trust it. Correlating the wrong way, and we got news coming. I ain't touching it. It's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for blown accounts. So here is a funky M, or W, I should say. We are in an uptrend, right? You can see more green than W and more green than reds. And you can see here we got leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, leg 4. All right. So funky W. All right. But what I like about it is in an uptrend, you want to see this. You want to see that 0.1 and 0.2. 0.1 is 0.1 of the W is lower than 0.2. You want it to be in the uptrend because you want it to be, you're looking for a buy. So you want that momentum to be correct. Both points are touching the zone, the support zone. All right. And now all you're doing is waiting for price to close above the neckline right there. I'm sorry. Right there. And you zoom in real quick. We can see here. All right, the neckline right here in this wick. We got to close above it. I'm in that trade on this candle right here. We got a retrace of 21 pips, and that bad boy ran for 132. That's it. All right. Let's go see if we can't find an M. AIRO. We need it down. When you're looking for a trending down. All right, great. Here we go. So leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, leg 4. All right. Zoom in here. Leg 1, 2, 3, and 4. As you can see here, on that M, it's slanted down. All right, the trend is slanted down. So all we're doing is we're now waiting for what? We're waiting for price to break the neckline. This candle broke the neckline. Boom. We're already in the trade anyway because it's a bag entry. Bounce, AIRO, go. So we're in a trade here. But you can get in again right here because this candle closed below the neckline. So we're in this trade here. You got 1 pip the wrong way, and then it dropped. That's 34 pips right there. That's how it works. All right. So you want to make sure the M is planted in the resistance and had it slanted in a sell direction, slanted down. You know, make sure the W is slanted upward in a buy position because you're looking for a W. Wait for a price to break the neckline of the M or the neckline of the W. Take the trade for 20 pips. So to find out if a broker is A book or B book, you can look into their onto their website, their terms and conditions, or you can send a message and ask the chat support. Ask the company. So we just talked about A and B brokers and what the difference is. The main difference is the B book brokers manipulate the market and are trading against you. A book brokers are not. All they're worried about is getting volume. They want to entice you to trade more because they make more off of your commissions. All right, guys, we're not looking at any pairs right now, especially not pound pairs. We have news in 5 minutes. RSI, someone's asking about the RSI. We do not use the RSI with AIRO. Yes, if you have a trade set up for a pair and you have medium or high news, you want to wait to after, I'd say 1 to 2 candles, if you're on a 15-minute time frame, 1 to 2 candles after that news is over with before you take a trade. All right. We do not take trades during the news. It may look good and you may be on the right side. Again, we're not in the business of 50-50. Price may go up and then turn around and go sharply down. We don't want to trade during the news. All right. Stay away from news. I remember last 2 weeks ago, a bunch of traders got into a trade in the group, and they all lost like within like 10, 15 minutes. And they were like, what happened? And I sent a screenshot to these guys and let them know, hey, did you guys check the news? There was high news on the pound pairs. They got in at the wrong time. All right. The news, and again, we'll talk about it in strategy number 9 when I start talking about the market maker method. So next week, when I launch the video, 2-part series, might be 3-part, it's going to be going over the market maker method. The market makers are the ones that actually move the market, not the banks. The banks just entice the market makers to move the market in their direction. I'll explain all that later on. But the market makers, they use news as an excuse to move the market up and down, very in volatile ways. Here's why. Let's go to GBP AUD. All right. News comes out, they send the price up. So the Asia breakout session, that rule qualifies. If you're trading with Fibonacci, you had a certain Fibonacci level hit. If you're using a strategy where you're using moving crossover averages, it's going to trigger a lot of strategies by sending the market up in a wild way. And then what the market makers do, because the market makers can see all the trades. Every time I put a trade on, you put a trade on, they can see it. They know exactly where it's at. They know how much money is at each level. They also know where your stop losses are at. So they see enough stop losses, they're like, you know what? We're going to shoot the market up, make everybody happy, and think it's going to high. And oh, by the way, it's news. Let's do what? We're going to send it back down here and knock everybody's stop losses out. The market makers manipulate the market the most. So you need to make sure you stay away from the news, because all they're going to do is entice you to trade and put money into the market so they can then do what? Below your account or hit your stop loss. That is what the market makers do. They can see your stop loss. They can see your entry point. They can see your take profit. They can even see if you're in margin call. So for example, if you have a $500 account and you're down $400, all your numbers on your chart will all be red. You're about to be margin call, which means that you will automatically be closed out of all your trades, whether you close them out or not, because your liquidity is too low. All right? Your margin is too low. The amount of money you're borrowing to trade is too low. They see all that. They know how many accounts. They know how much money is in margin account, is in margin. Is about to be margin call. And they'll do what? They'll push the market higher or lower depending on to blow those accounts. Because guess what? When that money disappears from your account, it's got to go to somebody's account. It's not yours. So you want to make sure you stay disciplined, because that's the game. That's how the game works. And if you don't know how the game works, like most don't, most lose. But if you know how the game works and you take the time to discipline yourself, you put yourself on the right side of money. Guys, pip counter, I'm not going to answer any questions on pip counter. It will be fixed version 3. All right. So I'll leave it at that. Pip counter version 3. All right. We got a notification. Euro USD. We'll look at it, but it's a Euro GBP and GBP CHF. GBP CHF. Got to sell. Euro GBP. We got to buy. Opposite of the trend. I'm not touching either one of them. All right. Euro USD. Let's take a look at it. Euro USD, we're in a downtrend. And what was it, the 5 minute? Maybe you're on the 5 minute, you got AIRO? Because I don't have no AIRO here. We must have AIRO a long time ago. Yeah, I don't even have one on the 5 minute. Not really sure. Not really sure what we see on that one. All right. GBP USD headed down. GBP AUD headed up. GBP JPY still headed down. GBP CHF headed down. CAD ranging. NZD ranging. Not touching any of it. I was hoping this news would put a little motion in the ocean, but it ain't doing nothing right now. That's fine. Stop sharing. We'll answer some questions here. So no sale on Euro USD. Yes, both the M and W, as I explained, have to be at the zones. M's at the resistance, W's at the support for high probability trades. So if you want to take the trades that aren't based on the rules, take them. Do not, come into the group though, or ask me why did I lose when you're not following the rules. All right, guys. Now, not following the rules, will you win? Yes, you'll win sometimes, but you're not going to win consistently and for a long period of time. You want to make sure you follow the rules so that you have the highest probability chance of winning. It's not about winning here and there. Oh, this one, sure. But I can show you for every 2 you show me that wins, I can show you 20 that lost. All right, follow the rules. How big can an M&W be? As big as the market makes them. There is no limit. There is no limit. You go to a higher time frame, they get even bigger. What do you mean by news? World news and economic news for currency pairs. So again, the apps, if you getting on late, the My FX Books app and forexfactory.com. Those two you can use to find news. It'll explain to you, it'll show you like GBP. It'll say GBP, it'll tell what the news is, like the president of the country may be speaking, or there's some interest rate news or some unemployment news, but it'll tell you the currency pair, the currency, I'm sorry. It'll tell you what type of news it is, and it'll let you know if it's a green folder, which is low, a yellow folder, which is medium, red folder, which is high. We do not trade on the yellow and red folders, medium and high. We just stay away from the market during those folders until 15 to 30 minutes after the market is moved. All right. News sources that I use. Let's go look at it. So I use USA Today. So let me go take a look real quick. For news, I have the news app that's just on my iPhone. I have USA Today. I have, where the rest of them at? Just got a new iPhone, so all my apps didn't transfer over. I got to download them all. USA Today. You know what? Let's go look at them. News. I need to go download everything. Re-download news. So I have Apple News. I use CNN. I use the New York Times, NBC News, MSNBC, ABC News, USA Today, Wall Street Journal. Those are the majority ones I have there. All right. Yes, GBP news at the moment is marked as yellow, so we're staying away from the markets for at least 15 minutes. Oh man, explain how to read the My FX Book app. So it's kind of hard to explain just talking to you guys. Let me pull it up here. So on the calendar, if you guys can see this here, I don't know if you can. It's kind of glary. There we go. It's a little better. You can see here, it tells me, today, yesterday, whatnot. We're on today, and you can see all the different news. Oh, sorry. We're going to today. All right. But you can see all the different news here. So you can scroll up, scroll down. You can see it tells you the currency, the type of news, and it gives you the little folder next to it. You can see right now, we got a bunch of yellow folders for GBP. You can see yellow folder. It says GBP, and it says, what the type of news it is. So pretty bad view of it there. But if you go to YouTube is your friend, guys. Go to YouTube. There's tons of videos on it. Take a look at that. I will probably do a video about news and put it in the back office. Just help you guys out. All right. Somebody said NZD USD. Let's go take a look at it. NZD USD is in a downtrend, and we have a second bag entry. Second bag entry. Bounce arrow, nice little drop. And this trade right here is 18 pips away from the next zone. However, this is a New York session pair. I mean, it's already moved 40 pips. I don't feel comfortable taking this trade because it's a New York session pair. And I don't trade it very often. So if you guys want to take this trade, this is a valid trade. I would take it for at least 10 pips. If I were you, if I took the trade, but it's not the full 20. And as you kind of see here, it's starting to try to trend up as well. You can see that right there. So you may not even get the full move, but I wouldn't take the trade. If you do, you might get 10 pips out of it, maybe. But I wouldn't be touching it. You can clearly see it's starting to trend back up. Price doesn't always go down. At some point, it's got to reverse and turn around. That is where most traders lose the most. They win when price is really trending hard in one direction. But when trend starts to change directions, they still think it's going in that same direction. They'll trade. It'll come down, hit this trend line, bounce back up, blow your account, or get a big loss. So that's why the rules are in place to keep you on the right side of money. There might be some days where you can't take trades on your favorite pair. It happens. Unless you get to the point where you are understanding, counter trend trading or some of the other strategies. All right. But that's why we have 10 strategies as of right now, so that you have a different way of trading a pair. A different way of trading a pair in different market conditions. Right now, NZD USD is slowly starting to head, trying to head back into a buy direction. All right, it's not going to, for it to be back into a sell, it's got to break through the trend line and both of these zones before it's really starting to trend back down in the direction that the overall current trend is in right now. All right. All right, so to find all the videos in the back office on Auvoria Prime's website, you want to go to AP Academy. And under AP Academy, hold on, let me just show it to you guys real quick. We'll just go and show it. Give me 1 second here. Let me just log in real quick, and I'll show you guys exactly where it's at. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen real quick. As you guys can see here, I'm in the back office. I clicked on AP Academy. You see it's highlighted here. You have to watch the videos under My First Steps. A couple quick videos helping you out and getting educated on how to use the platform. My education, just some basic Forex videos and basic education videos, and then set up my product. When you select set up my product, all right, click that. All right, you get introductory video here, and then it's going to tell you what you're enrolled in. I have the AIRO software, of course. So I'm enrolled in AIRO software, and I select Access Setup Course, and then all the different modules are here underneath AIRO. As you can see here, Fibonacci strategy number 8, part 1, and Fibonacci Strategy 8 Part 2. All right, they're all here. So all videos here. You got the overview, you got the setup here and access your VPS, AIRO setup, strategy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then part 1 and part 2 of strategy 8. That's where you find everything at. All right. And depending on what software you're paying for, if you have more than one, then you'll have access to more than one of the training. So if you guys don't have AIRO, you won't be able to access the training videos, which means you need to go ahead and get AIRO. Why not? We're the cool kids on the block. All right. Gold, 5-minute time frame, 50 pip take profit, 100 pip stop loss. Somebody wants to look at ETH. Let's go look at ETH. Ethereum. I have been thinking about it. Matter of fact, I want to take a poll. Before I look at Ethereum, I need to take a poll. I want to take a poll. So, New York session is going to get traders that trade what? They're going to get traders that trade indices because they move the most during New York session. I was thinking that I would like to bring cryptocurrency to London session. So if you want to see cryptocurrency in London session, blow the chat up. Let me know what you guys think about bringing, we trade Forex pairs and cryptocurrency during London session. If not, just go back to sleep. I'll make sure you guys are awake. All right, we're awake. All right, cool. So it looks like we're going to be bringing cryptocurrency to London session. So what that means is I need some traders to hit me up and show me that they can trade cryptocurrency very effectively, because I don't look at cryptocurrency that well, that often. I trade Bitcoin mostly, but somebody said go back to sleep. But yeah, so I'm gonna need some people to come help me out. So let's go take a look at it. NZB. I'm gonna leave that up. We'll look at that, how the trade pans out. So again, this is where the broker comes in handy. Your broker may not have the cryptocurrencies. I have two here. I got Bitcoin and Ripple. So I need to go to view, symbols, close that, come down here to cryptos. And you can see here, my broker has a vast array of cryptocurrencies. I can tell you the broker that I'm moving to has all the exact same pairs that Hugo's Way has. And Hugo's Way is actually the broker with the most options of any broker out right now that most people use for Forex. I'm just going to be using a broker as A book. So A book versus B book. Hugo's Way is a B book broker. So ETH. All right, Ethereum USD, ETH USD. Cryptos, ETH USD. I like that 5-minute time frame. I can clearly see we're in an uptrend. Oh, we missed a nice little move already. AIRO. We're in an uptrend. But I would have took that trade. Oh my goodness. If you guys see what I see, you would have took this trade. You would have took this AIRO for a buy. And we'd be up right now 281 pips. 281 pips. 281 pips. This move right here. You know what? It's when we get 200 people on the call, I'm gonna tell you guys what this move is for those who don't know what it is. So when we get to 200, somebody blow up the chat and let me know we're over 200 people on the call. So when we get over 200 people on the call, I'm gonna explain why this move made money. And it's gonna be strategy number 10. All right, strategy number 10. Look at it again, look at it here. If I took this AIRO into this zone for a buy, what happened? If I took this AIRO into the ground or into the support for a buy, what happened? I will explain why it works. And it will blow your mind. And I guarantee, so hey, tell everybody, get on the phone, call anybody, tell them we need to get on the call to get over 200 so that they can tell us why the move works. So I'm gonna give you guys strategy number 10. All right. So we missed that move. So as you see here, it's not too bad, guys. I mean, look at this. AIRO works on everything. All right. Now, again, with Ethereum, there is no such thing as a money zone at all. I mean, the money zone is for Forex pairs only. All right. I'm still wondering the best time to even trade. But right now, what I'm seeing is bounce, AIRO. Look at that. It's an 804 pip move with 18 pip drawdown. 18 pip drawdown for 804 pips. Look at this. Bounce, AIRO, little drawdown, 82 pips. It ran up 600 pips. I mean, you can see it here. Look at that. Into the ground. Bag entry. We would, zones there, so we wouldn't take it. Bounce, AIRO. I mean, you gotta see it. You gotta see it. Almost there, 197. Almost there. Look at that move, man. Look at that. Almost there. So we'll come back. When we get over 200, I'll come back and get on that one. Oh, somebody already knows the bank induction. There it is. There it is. Hey, great call out, Crystal. Great call out. Corey, great call out. Bank move. Yes, that's the bank move. All right. You don't have crypto, you got to get the right broker. Got to get the right broker. If you don't have the right broker, hit me up. Does the bounce of the bag have to occur within the 2-hour zone for strategy number 6? Yes. So strategy number 6 is a counter trend trading strategy. All right. Let's see if I can find it real quick. All right, here we go. Nope, that's with the trend. I need counter trend. We still at 199. We ain't at 200 yet. We almost there though. I need counter trend. Let me see if I can find one real quick for you guys, and I'll explain strategy number 6. As you see, NZD USD just going the wrong way steadily. 201. All right. We're at 201. All right, let me answer this question with strategy number 6, and we'll go talk about the bank induction move here. All right, did I find one? Let me see here. All right, this is close enough. It's outside the time frame, but it's close enough. I'll talk you through what I mean. All right, so strategy number 6 is a counter trend trade. So what does counter trend trade mean? It means trading against the trend. All right, you can be highly profitable if you know how and when to trade against the trend. So it's not always about the move looking good or having the AIRO in the bag entry. It's also about what time of day. So with London session and New York session, 2 things can happen. London session, the trend can continue into New York session, or what typically happens is the trend turns around and goes the opposite trend in New York session. So you see here, what you want to do is you want to mark your charts between 7 a.m. Central Standard Time and 9 a.m. Central Standard Time on your broker. All right. So my broker from 7 to 9 is 1500. to 1700. The 1500 time frame is right here at the 1500 candle. The 1700 candle is right here. So what I'm looking for is if I get a bag entry move in the opposite direction of the trend between 1500 and 1700, I will take the trade because that's the opening or during the opening time frame of New York session, which is the setup for great counter trend trades, high probability. Of course, all the rules must apply. Bag entry, more than 20 pips between the entry and the following in the zone. And you can see here, if this was inside this here, it'd been a great trade, 20 pips. So that's what you're looking for. All right. All right, let's go look at it. So bank induction move. So let me back it up. Let me just preach to you guys a little bit, give you guys a little background on why bank induction move, your GPY. I'll look at some stuff. I'm gonna look at some trades while we're talking, guys. All right, that way we don't miss out on anything. So number one, the market makers have to do two things. All right, they do two things. Number one, for every person that buys, they have to place your buy with someone that's selling, and vice versa. If you're to sell, your trade is placed against another trade. All right. Number two, give me 1 second, guys. Let me just take a look real quick. Yeah, your JBY is not a sale. There is no entry. All right. So number one, market makers have to match trades, sale for buy, buy for sale. All right. Also, market makers create the bid. All right. So they create the bid and ask. All right. They create them. So if they create the bid and ask to continually create them higher, that means they're moving price higher. If they create the bid and ask to go lower, they're moving the price lower. All right. So they create the bid and the ask. They move the market. That is their job, is to create the bid and ask. The higher the bid and ask go, the higher price goes. The lower bid and ask goes, the lower price goes. So they are the ones that move the market. Now, again, like I told you guys, they move the market where money is at, but they have their own idea of what the trend may be. All right. So they have an idea of what their trend is. They have what's called the market maker trend. We'll talk about that. I'll talk about that in the video in the training next week. All right. Now, the market maker trend, it's typically pushed out for 3 to 5 days. All right. Now, with that trend, and also with again, the zones keep us on the right side of the market maker trend, and you'll start to see that as I go through that training and open your eyes to it. And so here's what the banks do. All right. Let me find a setup for you guys real quick. All right, so here's what the banks do. Ethereum buy. Ethereum buy. Oh, right out of zone. I ain't touching it. All right. JPY. So here's what the banks do. All right. So we are in, this is JPY. We are in an uptrend, right? So we're more green zones and red zones. All right. The banks know market makers move the market, right? And they know the market makers can see it. So what the banks do, for example, the banks may put what? They put a $50 million trade right down here. All right, put a $50 million trade down here, pending trade, sale trade, right? $50 million. All right. And then they put once the market makers see that, the market makers slowly move their price down to go get their money because they see where all the trades are at. They go get their money. And because the banks know the market makers are in a overall uptrend, they're just enticing the market maker to move the market down here because what? The banks really want to put a $250 million trade on in a buy trade, but there's not enough money in the market. So what they do is they strategically place pending orders in certain areas, like right here. I'll explain why right here in a minute. And let's say they put $50 million here. They force the market makers to go drop down there, which then does what? It triggers everyone's strategy. If you have a Fibonacci strategy, your Fibonacci strategy is triggered. So now you're selling. If you have a moving average strategy, an RSI strategy, a MACD strategy, it triggers everybody to sell. They start selling because they don't understand there's a support level right here. They don't understand that the overall market makers trend is an uptrend. And so the banks put the money down there to entice the market makers to move the market down there to come get this money. Because remember, they see where all the money's at. That then entices what? Us, retail traders, to put sales on. And once there's enough liquidity in the market, once they have $250 million liquidity in the market, they come back with a true pending order of $250 million here. The banks, the market makers are seeing all the money they're coming down here and getting it. And I know why, because of these wicks. These wicks are just the market makers going down there, picking up contracts, pulling back up, going down, picking up contracts, pulling up, going down, picking up contracts, coming back down, going down, picking up contracts. Oh, 250 million. Okay, we're gone. They get out of there. When the market makers are wicking in one direction like this at support level, all they're doing is picking up contracts, picking up pending orders, hitting stop losses. And then they see the real money and they get out of Dodge. When they get all the money they want, they get out quick. They shift the whole zone. By that point, you either blown your account, you're in margin call, you've had your stop loss hit, or you're like, well, I'm negative, I might as well stay there. And so now the bank's 250 million is in play. And boom, banks take profit, make a cool couple, whatever the trade they make, they may take a $50 million profit, a $500 million profit, whatever the case may be. And guess what? Because the banks have an unlimited piggy bank, because all of our money is in the banks, this $50 million pending order that's now triggered is deep negative. But guess what? They don't care. They have an unlimited piggy bank. So they're going to leave it open, because guess what? The market's got to go back. Look what happened. Came down, closed below. And so they either broke even or made a little bit of profit on that $50 million trade, because they have the money to sustain drawdown. They made their profits with the big move here because they knew the overall direction, and they let that little small trade for them open because they knew the market would come back to that point, and they would do what? They would be able to break even or make a slight profit and not take a loss. That's what the actual banks do. So now, how do you implement this trade? Simply put, now that you understand now you have the know-how behind the bank induction move. Now I'll show you how to easily implement the trade. And I'm gonna show you on multiple charts. All right. That way you don't think I'm crazy. Matter of fact, let's go to another chart. All right. So GBP Chef, we are in a uptrend. All right. So as long as you are in the money zone, we only take these trades in the money zone. They work outside the money zone too, but as long as you're in the money zone, look at this. If you get a down arrow into the support zone in an uptrend, take a trade in the opposite direction for 20 pips, as long as you have room for 20 pips. So you see right here, my entry would be right here on this candle. All right, I got the bank induction move here. When this candle closed, I enter in next candle for a buy, and look what happens. 34 pips, done. GB CAD. We zoom out. Overall trend up. Well, we're even right now, so we'll stay away from that one. GBP NZD. I'm going to show you. You have to take it with the trend. Overall trend is up on GBP NZD. All right. Overall trend is up. All right. Let's go back. Look at this. Bank induction move into the zone, inside the money zone with the trend. 143 pips. Banking. No, that's not in the money zone. Let's find one inside the money zone. That's the only one that's inside the money zone. Euro GBP. Now we're selling. Look at this. Bank induction move into the zone. We already know we're in a downtrend in the euros. Downtrend, more red than green. All right. More red than green. Hold on real quick. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah, cursor. All right. Look at this. Bank induction move into the zone. Get in, sell next trade. 41 pips. Bank induction move into the zone. Look at that. Get in the trade. 28 pips. You think I'm crazy? Look at that. Bank induction zone, trade into the zone, into a downtrend. Sell it. 38 pips. Euro JPY. Zoom out. We're in a downtrend. All right. Inside the money zone only. Inside the money zone only. Don't worry. We're going to take some of these trades. You'll see them work. You guys know it works, but I'm showing you. Look at this. Inside the money zone. Bank induction move. Look at that drawdown. Almost nothing. 46 pips. Man. Look at the ones even outside the money zone. Drop. Look at this. Inside the zone. Little drawdown. We'll measure it. 6 pip drawdown. You'd have held this one for a while, but you won. Bank induction move into the zone. 6 pips. Negative. 44 pips. You won. Do I need to show you guys anything else? Does it make sense? Exactly. Bank induction move. If you didn't learn anything tonight, you now learn the bank induction move. This is going to be, I'm telling you, when strategy number 10 comes out, it'll probably be the only strategy people trade. Yes, it looks easy, but now you understand, you conceptualize why it's doing what it's doing. All right. Now you understand what the banks do. The banks buy to sell. The banks sell to buy because they have to create the market. They have to entice market makers to make the market. People like us put money in, and once there's enough money in, they can put their $250 million trade on. Because like I was telling you, there has to be a buy for every sell, a sell for every buy. So the banks don't see $250 million in the market. They got to entice the market makers to move the market so there is enough liquidity in the market so that when they put $250 million in a buy, there's $250 million selling. Now the trade matches up. Other way. Bank induction move, strategy number 10. So for the 196 people that's on the call right now, you guys just got strategy 10 up front, up close and personal. All right? Up close and personal. Yes, it is good to understand the psychology behind trading. Definitely helps to make good decisions. I agree. When you understand what's going on, you feel more secure in your trading. When you understand what's going on, it's not just, oh, look, friend, I made $50. You can actually explain to them what's going on. For me, when I learned that, and it wasn't just me learning about institutional trading, I had to understand market maker method as well because they go hand in hand. That's why I'm putting out the videos the way I do. Strategy 9 is going to come out before strategy 10. You have to understand how the market makers create and move the market so that you can understand what the banks do to make their money. All right. When I learned it, when I heard it, it was a wild moment for me. When I learned the market maker method, it blew my mind. I was mad at first, like, oh, that's why. But then when I understood institutional investing and how they trade, how they sell to buy and buy to sell, I said, oh, they're playing unfair because they have an unlimited piggy bank. We just got a notification, another ETH buy. ETH moving. See ETH? Bank induction move even works on Ethereum. We'd be up 566 pips right now. All right, he's gonna let it run, guys. We're not gonna chase that. But if you are good at trading cryptocurrency or forex pairs or indices or gold, I'm looking for good traders. All right, AIRO, we need some additional educators to come on board to do what I do, to do what Dante does, to do what the two ladies are going to do next week. I'm not going to tell who they are. I'll let them introduce themselves next week because we want to build a community of 100 hours of live trading and training. All right. So we're going to have a total of 80. We'll do about 80 hours of live trade sessions, live trade rooms initially. We got some big things coming later on this year. And then we'll do about 20 hours of live training. So for everyone that needs to understand and virtually be able to get on the call and learn how to use MetaTrader 4, how to count your pips, how to understand, lot sizes, understand the different asset classes. That's coming so that you actually have virtual, a call like this, just going over the basics, not trading, but just going over the basics so that you understand what's going on, so that when you come into these live trade sessions, you're not asking basic questions, you're not missing out on trades, you're able to follow along and truly understand. Some of you guys explaining the whole bank induction move went over your head because you just don't really conceptualize what's going on, with trading. But once we add this training feature in there, the interactive training feature, and in addition to the videos in the back office, we'll get you guys up to speed so that you guys can truly understand what's going on. All right, so I hope you guys got a good value out of that bank induction move. That'll be coming out week after next. Next week is market maker method. Bank induction move is the week after. I guarantee the bank induction move, Fibonacci, will probably be the top two. You guys will probably trade those more than you trade bag entry. All right. But bag entry, bank induction move, and Fibonacci, I am pretty certain that those will be the 3 most popular traded strategies, for AIRO. I like bank induction. I like market maker. When you see that, it's pretty. Market maker method is not as easy to implement, but once you understand the trend and the simplistic way that I teach it, it'll be easy. But you have to really look at it and identify. It's not something that comes easy to the eyes. But for those who understand what they're looking at, they'll see it quickly. And then as you trade more and your eyes are trained, you guys will get used to it as well. So I look forward to these videos and seeing results from it. They actually might ban us from trading Forex when we start hitting with this bank induction move. They may ban us. Not really though. There's too much money in the market, guys. We don't have enough market to make that kind of noise. We don't have that much money. So don't worry about it. It's not illegal. I'm just playing with you guys. It's not illegal. But for those that don't really believe me, matter of fact, let's do a test. Somebody drop a pair in the chat. A pair that I don't trade. Just some random nonsense. I'm gonna show you bank induction even on that pair so you guys know it's real. US 30. Hey, somebody grab pips off ETH. Great job. All right, so we got US 30, AJ, and peso. All right, I like the peso. I like that. So let's look at it here. We're gonna pull those up real quick while we wait for some moves to happen. So somebody said AJ. Overall trend is up. Overall trend is up. All right, let's see if we can find some. The overall trend is up. So we got to make a next move here. Look at this arrow pointing down. The candle is touching the actual support zone. We take a buy in the opposite direction. All right. Next trade here. Little retrace, 6 pips. 44 pips. Man, bank induction move into the zone. We're an uptrend. So we do what? Opposite trade. We take the opposite direction. Goes almost 7 pips the wrong way. We just want 20 pips. There goes 30, 33. These I'm not going to call. If they're already in the zone, the candle itself, the arrow itself needs to be outside the zone. It can be pointing to a candle inside the zone, but to have both inside, I'm not going to be, that is invalid. So don't be looking at Terry Does. All right, let's go look at peso. Exotics. I've never put exotics on a call like this before, so we'll put the exotics. Do I even have the exotics showing? I don't. So let's go add the exotics. See, a pair I don't trade. Exotics. The USD MXN. Peso. Taco Tuesdays. Let's see here. Where we at? Exotics. USD MXN. Exotics, I would trade on the 5-minute time frame just because of their volatility. AIRO. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Hold on, I'm sorry. Overall trend right now is an uptrend. All right, uptrend. So again, with exotics, they do not really, again, they're not tried and tested when it comes to the money zone. So I wouldn't really look to trade exotics in the money zone. I'm not 100% sure about them just because exotics trade significantly different. But as you can clearly see here, we're in an uptrend. Bank induction move. Over 800 pips. Yes, 800 pips. This is Taco Tuesday right here. This is USD MXN peso. Somebody said US 30. I think it's a game. Indices. US 30. Volatility high. We're going to go to the 5-minute time frame. All right. AIRO overall trend is down. All right. Overall trend is down. Money zone time does work here because you want to trade US 30 during the New York session. So after 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. So for me, anything after the 1500 candle. So 1500 candle is way back here for me, right there. So anything after this, I'm trading. All right. And what is that? That looks familiar right there. Bank induction move. I mean, we can keep going. And you can see there from that bank induction move, your drawdown, your biggest drawdown was 11 pips. 11 pips on US 30. And you could have got that whole move if you wanted to, if you'd held it. So it dropped over 300 pips. Look right there. Even outside of money zone, another bank induction move. Over 100, 200, 300 pips. Bank induction. So the real thing. All right, it's a real thing. Look at that. Cheat code now. Man, I'm gonna take this thing away, man. Cheat code over here. He said he don't want to trade nothing else. I'm only looking for bank induction moves. All right, guys, let me get back to man, I got people trying to catch bank induction moves tonight. Let's get on it. The Q&A blowing up right now. I'm behind. We got 40 questions in here. Let me answer some questions real quick, guys. To trade S&P 500, what size account do you need to have minimum? So with the indices, guys, if you're going to trade S&P 500, I'd recommend at least $500 account. NAS and US 30, I recommend at least $1,000 account. Volatility is key there. I mean, you're gonna need US 30 and NAS. You're definitely gonna need more money in your account just to be able to trade the minimum lot size of a 0.01 because of the margin required and the volatility. Forex Factory, yes, we'll go over that later on today after the break. So we'll have a break here at 2 o'clock in about 16 minutes. We'll have a break and we'll go over that. All right. Thoughts on Euro Chef? Seems like a good entry. I don't know. Let's go take a look at it. I miss Euro Chef. Oh, Euro Chef is not one of the 4 euros that I trade. So Euro Chef is very wiki. Very wiki. But let's go pull it up. Oh, I don't even have it selected. Let's go symbols. Euro Chef, downtrend. We got a bag entry inside the money zone. Your entry would have been on this candle right here. It was only 8 pips away from the zone, so I wouldn't take the trade. I'm looking for 20. All right, looking for 20. 8 pips doesn't excite me. So I wouldn't have took the trade. But if you'd have took it, you'd have made money. It's a valid trade. Definitely with his own bag entry, definitely valid trade. I just wouldn't have took it because can't make no money off of 8 pips. You can, but I'm looking for 10 to 20. I'm looking for 10 to 20 is what I'm looking for. NZD USD trying to make a move back down. Okay. Let me get out here and answer the questions, guys. Oh, you caught it. Great. Uh, all right, guys. I'm gonna throw on a little chill music real quick while I go through and answer everybody's questions. If I hear one that is worth calling out, I'll do so. But I want to get these questions answered before we get to the break for everybody here that asked questions. All right, guys, it's 2 o'clock, top of the hour, so we'll take a 15-minute break, use the restroom, get something to drink, whatever the case may be. Let's see if we can't try to catch us a trade here while we before we get back. Go out with a bang this week. All right. For everybody else, I'm gonna keep playing some tunes and answer the rest of these 10 questions left. Man, that playlist be jamming, y'all. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Top of the hour, almost 15 minutes past top of the hour. So we'll go ahead and do it again. Disclaimer. We do a disclaimer. Once again, past results are not indicative on future results. Ensure you're practicing proper risk management. I, myself, Calvin, any other educators, anyone from Auvoria Prime and Auvoria Prime, the company, we are not financial advisors. Therefore, everything that we're giving is just education. All right. We got a question about AUD USD strategy 10. So again, AUD USD strategy 10. So go take a look at it. I wouldn't be trading it just because AUD USD is a New York session pair. That will be one of the rules, guys. You want to trade the right session. All right. But we're gonna take a look at it though. Let's take a look at it. AUD USD AIRO. And buy trend. We're in a buy trend. Yep. It's a valid trade. But again, I wouldn't be taking it. That's just me. Be holding that trade for a while. And another reason why you guys will get strategy 10 or 9 before strategy 10. You need to understand the market maker cycle because you won't take every bag, so you won't take every bacon that you move. All right, they look good, but you won't take every last one of them when you understand the market maker's trend. Because when you understand their trend and that the trend is over, you won't be taking bank induction moves with the overall direction of the trend. All right. Got to understand all the rules. That's why 9 becomes before strategy 10, so that you can understand, the market maker method and their market maker cycle. Apologize on Euro JPY. So if you guys haven't seen it, we're in Euro JPY. We're in a downtrend. More red than green. There's actually no green. And strategy 4 was in play. The break of the money zone. Boom. So previous day's money zone is here. So once we had a candle close below the money zone, previous day money zone, inside current money zone, we entered into the trade. We would entered in right here, and you'd had less than a pip drawdown, and it dropped over 25 pips. So you got your 20 pips. So for those who got that trade, great job. By the time I saw the messages, we were already 8 pips in profit. And so I don't trace trades. For those who caught that, hey, congrats. Sorry, missed that, guys. Great trade. That was a great trade. Another slow night, guys. Market has been very finicky lately. Very finicky. Not a lot of moves. Starting to see that all the moves are happening while we're asleep. It's all good, though. It's all good in the hood. Yep. All right. Let the Q&A blown back up. All right, so everybody keeps asking about the music I'm playing. And so I'm on YouTube. There's a live stream I'm going to share with you guys. For those who want to have access to this, I'm going to put it into the chat. All right. That is the YouTube live stream. All right, so everybody keeps asking about strategy 10. Just let you know, I gave you guys a little sneak peek. All right. Not gonna really go into detail about it. Wait until the strategy video comes out. It'll all make sense once number 9 comes out first. All right. The bounce have to be in the money zone. Do I anticipate the market going back to normal next week? I don't really anticipate the market being normal for a while, just due to the fact that we have so much chaos and going on, not just in the United States but in the world. So there's no telling what's going to happen. All right, guys, people keep asking about winning trade prop pairs. Strategy video number 3, I talk about what pairs are best to trade during what time frame. Give me 1 second. I'm going to post it in the group. So if you are in the AIRO bag chat group, I'm going to post a picture that shows major pairs of trade during a certain session. All right. And then of course, I'm going to make a separate video. I'm going to make a lot of additional videos that are going to be in the back office that just give additional information. I'll make a video about news. I'm going to make a video about I'm going to make a video about correlating pairs. I'm going to make a video about, best pairs of trade during sessions. Just very, some little impactful videos to help you guys out. All right. I found a picture. Give me 1 second here. Let me crop it out real quick and we'll get that bad boy sent to you guys. All right, if you're in the air back chat, look for that. It's out. NGD USD sale turned out all right, did it? Let's go take a look at it real quick. Go take a look at NGD USD. Cool, cool, cool. There it is, NGD USD. Definitely got quick little 10 pips, up 12 pips right now. I would tell you guys, I'm gonna go back and change strategy number one. That second arrow, I'm gonna be advising that the second consecutive arrow, you take 10 pips on, 20 pips on the first arrow, 10 pips on the second consecutive arrow. All right. So hey, for those who traded that, great, great trade. I'm looking for it to bounce now off this trend line. All right. I'm looking for it to bounce off this trend line. Let's see what's going on. Come on, baby, give us something good. Not much going on right now, guys. We're gonna vibe out a little longer. See if we can't catch a move. Anybody see anything? A UK 100 sale. Let's take a look at it. All right, guys. So I'll tell you why I wouldn't be taking this sell, even though it's panning out. There was no bounce. So it bounced here, came down here, but it gapped up. So when it gapped up, we need to see another bounce. All right. Like it's panning out, but I wouldn't feel good about taking this trade. Zones are even. You got the 5 red, you have 5 green, so you can trade in either direction if you have the proper number of pips. I don't see 50 pips, but then again, I don't trade UK 100, so I don't know if that's 44 pips or 440 pips. So again, it's probably 440 since this is an indice, but I am not familiar with this one. So when you're not familiar with a certain currency pair or indice or precious metal or energy, don't just jump into it. You know, you need to truly understand it, understand the leverage, understand, certain lot sizes. GPJPY sell. I already know we're not taking this just because we're in an uptrend. Let's go look at it anyway. All right, that's right into his zone. No, sir. Negative. But yeah, so as I was saying, you make sure that you truly understand the currency pair that you are working with. All right. The indice you're working with, the precious metal, the cryptocurrency. Understand the lot sizes. Is a 0.01 the same as it would be on a forex pair, 10 cents, or is it more? Understand how to count your pips. All right. That way you can understand where to put your stop loss at, where to put your take profit at. You need to understand how to functionally trade and comprehend that pair before you just jump in. Just because you see your best friend making money trading Ripple doesn't mean that you actually need to go in there and start trading Ripple without understanding how it works. All right. There's no problem, guys, and skipping out on money for a little, for a day or two, just to understand. You get that understanding. Understanding is key. All right. Understanding is key. So I brought it up. So we're gonna talk about it. So we'll look at Ripple. Let's go look at Ripple just ranging right now. So we ain't we'll go to 5-minute chart. We go to the 5 minutes. Yep, it's just chilling right now. Ethereum, a little pullback. Let's go look at Bitcoin. We're gonna start taking some of these crypto trades, guys. I need one of you crypto traders to step up to the plate. We need some crypto traders on the team. We can vibe out, catch some crypto pips. Bitcoin, Bitcoin. We got 4 green, 3 red. We're in the uptrend. Oh, I know y'all see it. I know you see it. I know you see it. Any, many, miny, mo. Bank induction 1, bank induction 2. It just works, guys. It works. All right. We're gonna have a lot of fun with bank induction moves. I can already feel it. I can already feel it. I just told you guys. I don't think y'all gonna wait till the video comes out. Wait for the training video to come out, guys. So I give you all the sauce. Somebody said they're gonna try to. Yeah, I don't believe that. They going up now? So I'm not going to take the GJ trade if it breaks the zone. Reason why is that's a sell trade and we're in an uptrend. All right, uptrend. GJ bank induction. Let's go look at it. Let's go talk about it. So I'm not touching GJ or any GBP pair because correlation sucks right now. They're all over the place. 3 up, 4 up, 2 down. Not touching it. The correlation is, you got 4 heading up. Well, you know what? That actually might be what we need. Let me take a look at that again. So GU overall is down. GA is overall headed up. It's kind of stalling right now. GJ is overall heading down. G Chef down. GCAD up, but it's kind of retracing a little bit right now. And GBP NZD stalled at a resistance. I don't feel comfortable putting on any bank induction trade move right now due to correlation. Could be wrong. I'm probably going to be wrong. It's probably going to run 20 pips. Somebody's probably already in it. That's the bad thing about it. That's the bad thing about it. Somebody's probably already in it. Yep, I don't like it. I will tell you why I don't like it. I'm not going to explain it to you now, but the market maker's upward cycle is over. So it's looking to reverse. All right. So if you're in this bank induction move, you probably will hit stop loss. I expect price to break through the zone and continue down. Just because I can see on the chart that the market maker cycle is complete. All right. The market maker cycle, that upward trend cycle is complete. And I see where they have started to push the market down the way they're going to go down. So I'm expecting the price to continue to blow through the zone and continue down. When you guys see strategy number 9, you'll understand what I mean. Go back, look at the charts. You already start to see it over and over again. All right, guys, we're not going to look at any bank induction moves tonight. Just want to give you guys a little sauce. Wait till the video comes out totally, but not going to take any bank induction moves tonight. GBP AUD. No move with GBP AUD, guys. No entry. All right, guys, we had somebody ask about settings on Fibonacci. All right, so I go over this thoroughly in the video, but we'll do it live here as well. So Fibonacci retracement, draw Fibonacci retracement tool is on, should be a standard icon on your toolbar. You want to select that. And you can draw it out here. All right, you want to double click on it until you have the 3 white dots. All right, you want to click on one of those white dots, just right click on it and go to Fibo properties. Fibo, F-I-B-O properties. And then you want to come to under common. You can change the style of this dotted line right here to any color you want. I keep mine red, just the default color. You come to Fibbo levels. Here's where you actually change the different levels you have here. All right. And so this is where I explain how to change, all the levels. All right. If you you should have 4 or 5 that are already in there. You just go in there and change them. Level 0, description 0. Level 0.38, description 38. Level 0.62, and to change the level, just double click on it. It looks like that. And then just type in 0.62. And then description 62. If you need to change the description, you just double click on it, type in the number you want to change it to. All right. Once you're done, just click anywhere. It'll go away. It's locked in there. And you just add the rest. Levels 0.79, description 79. Level negative 0.38, description negative 38. So forth and so on until you have all the different levels. If you need to add a level and you don't have enough room, like you only have 5, you need to add 2 more, you just go here to add and bring up a whole other level for you. Type it in what you need. Click, click on it. It's locked. If you messed up or you have too many and you want to delete that, you delete. All right. And then of course the style of the lines themselves, whatever color you want them at, they can be whatever you want. I have mine at yellow because it stands out. So I leave mine at yellow. You can change it whatever color you want. Hit okay. Then your levels are set. So every time you come back, it'll always be the same levels until you change them. All right. To delete, you just right click on the little white dot again until you get to the menu here. And I just select delete. That is how you set up the field levels. I'll be using this. So we'll talk about it next week. I won't be trading with the new broker. I will be trading on FTMO. So I am going to put into the group chat over the weekend. I'm going to create a little fun little group. So it's going to be an AIRO FTMO challenge group. It'll just be something that we do where we can post results, talk about FTMO challenge. So those who want to jump in and take the time to to get into the chat, you'll have to actually go to FTMO's website and you'll have to start with their practice test and show me that you're all set up and ready to go. Once I see proof you're ready to go, I'll add you to the chat so that we can all have fun in trading on the FTMO challenge next week to show people that AIRO is a sound, solid product that can be utilized to get funded accounts on FTMO. I'll be going live with my FTMO challenge for real, and not the practice test next month. But all next week on London session, every day I'll be taking trades on my FTMO account, as well as I'll be talking to you guys about FTMO, what are funded accounts, why are they so difficult to achieve as far as receiving one, and just kind of how everything works. All right, so we'll go through all that next week. All right, so in the meantime, for those who don't know about it, go ahead and research FTMO. All it is a funded account that so it's a company that allows you, as long as you trade within their parameters, it allows you to do what? It allows you to make money. They give you an actual funded account, so they'll give you an account, up to $100,000 of real money that you can trade, and you keep 70% of the profits. So if you get $100,000 account and you make 20,000 profit for the month, you keep 14,000, they keep 6,000. So it's a 70-30 split. So it's a pretty good way to make some significant money and by using OPM, which is other people's money. All right. So GBP NZD broke the previous day's money zone on the previous candle. Let's go look at GBP USD, headed down. GBP AUD, trying to hit it up. GBP JPY, headed down, headed down. GCAD, headed back down. Was headed up. Now it's trying to come back down. It's just messy right there. I have no faith in the pound pairs right now. Tempted to take this one right here. GPNZD again, like I told you guys, that wild card. Yep, not gonna do it. Not gonna go against my rules. Looks good. Looks tempting. Euro NZD. Yep. So I don't like it. I don't like it. Euro NZD, GBP NZD are supposed to be inverse correlations. They're both going the same way right now. All right. Give you a teacher rules. Another reason why I picked these 10 pairs. The euros are typically at inverse. As we all know, the euros have been selling all week. The pound pairs have been buying all week. All right. They are inverse correlations of each other. When you start to see them go together, especially the pound NZD and the euro NZD, it's not a good sign. Not a good sign. I'd stay away from them. All right. All right. Even though GBP NZD is going with the trend, I'd stay away from the trade. Don't force it. Don't force it. We got 10 minutes, guys. I'm sorry we didn't get any trades, and I'm sorry I missed that EJ trade. We're gonna have to come up with a better system on catching trades. Looks like I'm gonna do a better job watching out. But as we get an additional educator, because kind of like you guys, there's two of us, me and Calvin. I want to get to be, well, there's three of us that we got extra eyes to answer questions. We got extra eyes to talk, and we got extra eyes to check the chat. That way we don't miss these trades. So we'll get better, guys. Cool. That demo account ready for FTMO? Yes, let's get it. But yeah, we'll get better, guys. That way we don't miss these trades. Let me check this Q&A. We'll vibe out for the last 10 minutes. You got any questions, put in the Q&A box. Somebody wants to see a fib on the Euro GBP. Let's see if we can find something. Euro GBP is selling right now. All right. I got blue skies down here. So if I were to set this up, I'm setting it up like this here. I have a bearish engulfing candle here. You see candle went up. This right here is a bearish engulfing candle. My entry right now would be here at 0.88860. You see it hit already. Hit TP1 already. 17 pips. Not bad, nothing crazy. Stop loss would be 5 pips above because it rejected at the 50. 5 pips above the 62. So it'd be about 12 pip stop loss for 17 pips. So 1-to-1 ratio, actually a little bit more than 1-to-1 ratio. And it rejected at the 50. So your final TP level would be at the 50, the negative 50, which is you can't see right now. All right. But you got TP1 hit. I can tell you with the FTMO challenge, I'm typically going to take trades just from the entry to the zero line. If it's the 50 or 62 rejection, I'm gonna take it to the zero line. Yeah, I'll teach you. I'll let you guys know what strategy I'll be using. I'm gonna be using strategies number 1 and number 8. And probably number 10. The bank gonna get me paid. All right, let's vibe out. Answer these questions. You got any questions? Put them in the Q&A box. All right, guys, it's 3 a.m. If you're gonna trade tonight, hey, trade responsibly, and I'll see you guys in the funny papers.